Hi there, I'm Rebecca and a really warm welcome back to my channel PumpkinBecki. In this week's video we are going to be giving Stompy's enclosure a complete clean out. Let's get started. It's 7 months since we set up Stompy's enclosure originally, and it's high time we did a complete clean out. That's removing everything. Plants, wood, stones, all the substrate, completely replacing the substrate with fresh and then replacing everything else, having given it a good disinfect and clean out. So that is today's job. 6 months is also a really key time. We need to be changing our UVB bulb as well. Stompy's poops are nice and obvious and we can get them out almost as soon as he's done them. The thing that is harder to get at are his wheeze. He seems to have a very strong jet action, and all you can see is this little tiny hole surrounded by damp substrate, and it's like someone's put a jet wash down through the substrate and made it all damp. So we try and dig that out, but you're never going to get all of it, so it is really important that every 6 months you do a full clean out, as I say. We're going to put Stompy to one side in a box, just so he doesn't get all covered in everything. We're just giving Stompy a quick bath, and the first thing we need to do to sort out his enclosure is to actually give him somewhere to sit while we're doing the changeover. So I'm just going to literally scoop out some of his old substrate into this container. He's not going to need much. This isn't ideal, it's got clear sides so he can see out, so he's going to get a bit cross, but it's not for long. So let's get going with his main enclosure. I'm going to put all the soil and sand mixture substrate straight out on the front garden onto the woodland bed. I think it's going to be absolutely fine. It's thick clay out there, so a bit of sand will do it lots of good. Right, that's everything out. Now it's time to get rid of the substrate. And I'm going to use the Beaver Deep Clean Long Lasting Disinfectant. As you can see, it is completely safe for reptiles. Do make sure you use a reptile friendly cleaner when you are cleaning your reptile's environment. And all we need to do is squirt it on. Okay, so I've just soaked absolutely everywhere with the cleaner. I'm going to leave it for a moment and then wipe it all out. You don't need to rinse with this particular cleaner, but do follow the instructions on your one. Right, that's all clean and dry, and any last little bits of damp will dry out so quickly because I've still got the heat lamp on. So now we're going to start refilling. So we're going to use the same mix as we used last time, which was 60% play sand, 40% topsoil. We're just going to not make it quite so deep. He hasn't needed to burrow quite so far down as we thought he might do. Is all the substrate mixed together now. You can see that the level is a bit lower, and as he marches around on it, it will go down a bit. But now we need to install all his stuff. First thing I've put in is a tray that is the same size as the gardens that I make for him, and I've sunk that in right down at the bottom. That means I can just sit his garden inside and lift it out when I want to change it, and this will hold the shape in the substrate. So I've brought the substrate up to the edges of this, and now we're going to start adding in the extra things. Got a flower pot here that usually lives over here somewhere, so I'm going to take the substrate out from that area and pop his flower pot in. And then I've got another one here, and that lives in this front corner. You'll notice that I'm not putting them right in the corner of the enclosure. Well, can't really see this one, but the reason being that we found he was starting to try and climb on them and almost get out of the enclosure. So the safest thing to do is just have them pulled slightly away, so that he can get round them, but he can't actually use them as a little step ladder to get out. That would be a disaster. Okay, I've made a bit of a depression here, but there's still a level of sand and soil in there that he can burrow into. That's where his log goes. That got a good cleaning off too. Now we've had to expand his log because he's got too tall for it as it was, so we've now had to actually bolt two bits of driftwood together. What I will do is pop a pebble under the corners just to help keep it up for him. That will just act as a bit of a foundation. Here is his hot feeding platter. If you want to go and see us setting up his tortoise table in the first place and actually building it, then there's a link here for you to click. I like to put some flat stones on his basking area. They sort of hold the heat for him. And then by using pebbles elsewhere in his enclosure, it just helps him negotiate the terrain, and it also helps hold the terrain in interesting shapes for him to climb around on. Tortoises don't have a very good depth perception, so it's important if you move anything around or add anything to their enclosure to make sure that they can manoeuvre around without falling over, face planting off something, or get themselves stuck up the wrong way. I'm doing this on a Saturday and I'll be here for the whole weekend, so I should be able to observe quite quickly whether there's any bits that just need adjusting to make them safer for him for when I'm not here. The pebbles I use with Stompy are a lovely smooth sort of river worn pebble. I'm giving him a spider plant, which is completely safe for him to eat. And this plant here is a campanula. It's sold as an indoor plant, but you can get outdoor varieties of campanula, and they are completely safe for tortoises to eat. So that's great. So that is going straight into the pot at the back there, and he's going to love that. Stompy's gardens are definitely getting a bit thin on the ground, and I desperately need to make him some new ones up, but that one will certainly do him for now. Right, we're there. Time to add Stompy. Poor Stompy's going to sleep so well. He's been bashing around in this box for quite a while now. I know it's all lovely and clean, but I've got a strong suspicion I'm off Stompy's Christmas list. You can see how much Stompy loves that campanula. If you're looking for ideas of things to feed your tortoise, do check out the Tortoise Table app and website. They also have books. It's an invaluable resource. When I'm going around the garden centre or the DIY store where they have plants, I can just get out my phone, check out on the app what is suitable for him and what's not, or this one is completely safe to feed, but if it was to feed in moderation then I wouldn't leave it in with him all the time. And the app gives you all that information. Oh, Stompy, you're going to demolish that, aren't you? Right, that's it for this week's video. We're going to leave Stompy enjoying his campanula. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to rate, share and subscribe to me here on YouTube. And until next time, bye!